Hey accounting, we're going to do your last method in periodic, which is called Lifo. Last in, first out. Notice I have a picture of a truck emptying sand, dirt. And if you essentially think about the idea of last in, first out, the last bit of dirt that goes on top of that pile is going to be the first thing that gets removed when you're going to go and move that pile. So that's kind of how I like to think about it, the last in, first out. Or you could think about any type of job where there's a seniority system, because the last people in, the newest people, are the first ones that would potentially get cut in a layoff situation or in a budget type situation that they would need to cut back. And they would cut back, again, if it was a true seniority system, that it would be the newest employees. So I think some of you guys know this, but fun fact, the reason that I'm at Jericho is because of Lifo. And not because I didn't have a Lifo and then I came to Jericho and now I have it. That's not what I mean. But I was one of the least senior people in my department, me and two other gentlemen, and we were all excessed because we were the last ones in. So when there was that budget cap of 2%, schools legitimately couldn't afford, all of these, I guess, extra business teachers. They actually, pushed our heads, our chair people back into teaching positions, and then that took away all of our jobs. I'm not gonna lie, we all got pretty lucky. Clearly, I'm at Jericho with you guys. My friend Matt is at Syosset, and then my friend Liam is at Herrick's. So clearly, not a terrible move whatsoever. And then I get to be with you fine people. So look at that. So again, lots of examples of Lifo. So again, today I'm going to introduce it to you. On Friday, we'll do an adorable little practice, and then I'm going to try to maybe even reach out to you guys about if you guys wanted to go live. Again, whenever I go live, it is never an obligation. It's just to check up on you guys, see how you guys are doing. We could play a game, I don't even know. We could play bingo. Can I tell you, my son did it at his school 2 nights ago with digital bingo cards and stuff like that. If you guys are down, and I'll play real bingo. It doesn't have to be accounting bingo. I will play real bingo with you. And okay, you're probably are there going to be prizes? I don't have anything. I'm not going to lie. I don't have things I can give away. Could we do it for bonus points, or you can skip, submitting something. Sure, if you guys want to play that game. But I don't know. Maybe I'll put in the discussion as a question, if you guys would be into bingo. And at not during this school day, not at a time, but we'd have to do it kind of It could be cool. It could be. It also could be awful. So these are my weird that I come up with when I'm sitting in front of the camera right now. I didn't I'm going to go on camera and say let's talk about bingo or something like that. No. I'm just ad-libbing here. I'm trying to think if I've got anything else. Grades, a lot of you guys are concerned about grades. If distance learning helped you, then I'm going to add it to your grade. If it didn't help you and it just hurt you, then it's not going to, I think that's kind of just so that you guys know, the MO. So again, we're only counting the distance learning. That's what we're being told. If it helps you, and for most of you, I'm going to say for most of you, it doesn't matter, because for most of you, you do your stuff anyway. You guys are legit. But for, again, I guess some of you are thriving. You're I've never been better. I don't ever need to put pants on, and I get to, do my work in my bed, and my mom's just bringing me, Gatorade. This is your dream. I don't know. So again, I can't imagine that. I can't imagine any case where that's the dream, but if that's yours, I respect it. I'm trying to think. All right, I think that's it. I guess let's do Lifo, and then we'll talk about bigger things. Okay. Okay, not much notes for Lifo. just like there wasn't for FIFO or average cost. Again, these are all just different ways of estimating your ending inventory. So the LIFO estimation or the LIFO method is based on the assumption that the cost of the last items acquired should be assigned to the first items that get sold. What this is going to do is it's going to make the cost of ending inventory reflect the cost of the merchandise purchased earliest. So the costs assigned to the cost of goods sold are from the most recent purchases. So again, the last ones in are the first ones, and again, you guys know I like to say this, are the first ones sold. So for LIFO, if we're trying to get our ending inventory, we are going to go to the first. So with the last, we go to first. For the first, we go to the last. Hopefully you guys are kind of getting that idea. Weird, but kind of strange. My son's first grade teacher is named Mrs. Last. So Geo misses first with last. It's a very fun time to be alive. Maybe I'll take a picture, I'll add it to this. All right, let's move on and let's actually practice it because a lot of this just makes more sense when we're doing it with numbers. Okay, so we're doing SE5 and it tells us to use the data in SE2 in order to calculate the following using LIFO. So that's our goal right there. Again, last in, first out. I like to say last in, first sold. So what I'm going to keep telling you what I would do. Again, we're trying to put a dollar value on these 55 units. At one point we had 125 units for a total value of $13.70. Then we sold 70 units. We sold 70 units, but the LIFO method says that these 70 units came from the last things that we bought, or our most recent purchases. So in order to go and get our ending inventory, we're going to go and pull from the earliest. So that's what we are going to go and do. We're going to go and pull from the earliest. Remember that we need to get to 55 units. We're going to take all 40 from the August. We're going to pull all 40 from the August 1st. So again, that's going to be 40 units at the $10. 400. And then again, that's 40, and we need to get to our ending inventory of 55. So we still need 15 more. All right, we're going to pull the 15 from the August 8th. 15 units at 11. So again, we're only taking 15, and we took all of the 40. So that's how we know that in total we have 55 units, which is what we had left. Just making sure we're seeing that. And then that number would be 165. I'll change colors just for effect. All right, so again, set up what our COGAS in dollars is. Here's our COGAS, which we pull right there to be $13.70. $13.70 minus this is in total going to be $5.65, gives us a cost of goods sold of $8.05. Again, because it's COGAS less ending inventory gives us our COGS. So it was a simple one. Again, if you guys wanted to prove it out, you guys could take it a step further if you guys really wanted to, and you guys could go and prove it out to yourself, and again, do 35 units at the 11 plus the 35 units at the 12, and if you were to add those two numbers together, you would get 805. All right, so just making sure that you're also understanding that too. All right, that's going to be super important. All right, and that number is again your cost of goods sold. All right, let's go and do one more, and then you'll be free for the day. Okay, so now we're looking at E2A, part 4, and we're doing it for LIFO, last in, first out. I like to say last in, first sold. So if the last things in, or the latest, most recent purchases were the first things that were sold, that means that our ending inventory must be from our earliest purchases, or from the oldest. All right, so let's just, again, recap a couple of things that we know. A couple things that we know is that we had 675 units at a total value or cost of $18,275. We sold 500 cases. Again, last in, first sold, which means that the 500 that were sold were from the most recent. So that's where they were sold from. And again, now we're left with these remaining 175 cases, and now we need to go and put a dollar value to those cases. And we are going to go all the way to the earliest, because the assumption, again, for LIFO is that the last things in were the first things that were sold. So let's go and do it. We need to get to 175 cases, so let's go and start all the way at the beginning inventory of January 1st, and they had 125 cases. So we're going to take all 125 cases from the January 1st inventory. If you're not as descriptive as I am, that's okay. You're not writing a novel. And then again, you would do it at the price, and that was at $23. And that was the total amount that they gave you. So you didn't really have to do any math for that one, which is delightful. So again, we took all of that. Then again, we need to get to 175. So we still need 50 more. So again, just so that you guys are seeing where I'm getting this. All right, I don't know what that little thing was. All right, we still need 50 more cases in this case. So again, we're going to take 50 of these, meaning that there's going to be 50 left, or that 50 that were sold, I should say, from this February 25th purchase. It was 50 cases at the $26. And again, instead of the $2,600, you're just going to cut that in half, and it would be $1,300. So $1,300, I swear that says $1,300, even if you don't believe me. And then we end up with 4,175. Again, we're going to pull in our COGAS. Pull in your COGAS. And we subtract out our ending inventory. And just to make it like nicey nice, 175 cases, total value of 4,175. And that's going to give us our COGS number of 14,100. All right, again, I always say this, if you don't believe me, I always love playing that game, even though I feel like you guys are believers. But just in case you wanted to, and you wanted to go back and you wanted to do it the opposite, you wanted to do it based on what was sold. So let's go and do it. 100 cases at 30, which would be 3,000. 150, that would get us to 250 cases at the 4,200. Then another 200 cases would bring us to, I should do it like that, 450. 450 for 5,600. And then those remaining 50, because we only took 50 of that at the 1,300. So if you were to go and add 1,300 plus 5,600 plus 4,200 plus 3,000, and you would get 14,100. But okay. That's all I have for you guys for today. I hope you guys have a nice LIFO, even though you're going to see me or hear from me tomorrow. All right. And send me this. Send me this. That would make me happy. That's all. Something that looks something like this. You guys know you guys have been great with it. And hopefully it's helping that I'm sending you guys notes and stuff like that just to make it a little bit easier. All right. That's it. Bye, guys.